Hello everybody, thanks for tuning in. This is actually going to be my first video on my new channel, WoW Guides. What I plan on doing is actually breaking down a bunch of different gold methods, PvP, pretty much anything with WoW Classic. I'd like to go a little bit further into detail than some of the videos I see online. I see a lot of tips and tricks that might help you guys. I'm doing a DM East jump run. I'm killing 2 bosses. I'm actually only going to be killing Thornhoof, Hydrospawn, and I'm going to be skipping the last boss to get as many rich thorium veins as possible. Mining's definitely a must. I also have Herbalism, which I typically average about 3 to 5 gold per run. And right now I do about 20-minute runs, so I get 3 an hour total. On a low end, you'll make 80 gold. That's banking on only getting 1 arcane crystal. Typically, I'll get 2, sometimes 3. So, you can get anywhere from 120 to 200. Not to mention that you could also get one of the, I've got the epic book off Thornhoof, sold on my server for like 600 gold. So there's lots of good stuff here. Just to give you kind of an idea, this is good for all casters. I think it'll be a little bit slower for, mages and shamans. You might only be able to do 2 an hour. But still, you're talking 80 gold an hour without the epic drop. So it's great money. It's pretty easy. Once you get the hang of this, it's so simple. But like I said, it's the easiest as a Warlock just with my dots. Currently, I'll show you my spec. I'm running a rune in demonology. I personally like this one because it's my rating spec. I don't have to respec. But it's constantly giving me health so I can life tap more, spend less time eating and drinking. As far as gear, I'm fairly geared as far as my raid gear goes. Really though, you could probably do this thing naked as long as you really have about 3,000 health, because that's how much damage you take on the fall coming in. That's really all you need. It's such an easy place once you learn the mechanics. But some items that are very mandatory, I like to use the Skull of Impending Doom for the final boss. I'll show you my method. The Lesser Invisibility Potion, that's a must. Obviously you want some health potions or anything like that. As far as, I don't have it with me, which is crazy. You should definitely always have is the Anti-venom. The final boss puts on a Vitorate, which demolishes your mana. If you have this, it takes it right off. So it's really quick and it's cheap to make. It's usually 30 silver for 3 of them. You're crazy not to have it. And then the other mandatory thing I think of personally is the Nature Protection Potion, which is also for the last boss. The first 2 bosses are super simple. Like I said, really, if you were just going for rich thorium veins, you could probably do 4 to 5 an hour by skipping Hydrospawn, by not picking up herbs, and really just banking on the arcane crystals. I like to do the other stuff because you get raw gold, you get the blues that you can sell. Just in case I don't get the arcane crystal, at least I'm making money elsewise. You get lots of demonic runes, tons of greens. Like I said, I get a bunch of herbs in here. So tons of money to be made. So sorry for the long intro, but I'll jump on into it. I just want to show you what you kind of need to do. Mighty Troll's Blood is also pretty nice in here. Just constant health. Alright, so once you get in here, there's always a path that's here. You don't even have to worry about them. I drop straight down onto this rock here. Like I said, it's about 3,000 damage. Now, if you are going to do the herbs, like this herb back here, it's probably not worth it because there's a path there. So some of them you just got to skip. I just take the easiest ones so I'm not wasting too much time. As far as safe spots, this is a safe spot between these trees. Between those trees are a safe spot. And then see how these are padding through? You could also stand just past this, darker square across from the lashers. So if you get stuck in between here, you can just stand there, they'll walk right by. Now that's being if you're level 60. I'm not sure about other levels. But I always run through here. I'll grab this herb. There's sometimes a dusty tome that spawns back here, I go that route just because it's easier to get to where I'm going to. So I'll check for the Dusty Tim. It'd be like right here. If so, watch walking by these pods. They can spawn saplings that can do some decent damage, especially if you're not ready for it. Like I said, be careful about these pats. If you aggro them, you will be in trouble, especially this far away. There are some ways to drop aggro here. So if I was to accidentally get a lasher or these guys, see this pole that's on the ground? If you jump up on it, it will actually de-aggro after a couple seconds everything, but good luck making it from here to there, you know what I mean? So I personally, I'll have my greater detection of invisibility. A lot of times there's going to be a pat that's here. As a warlock, I can just enslave them. Other people, you could just burn them down. Mages, it's easy, freeze them. So there he is. So I'm going to enslave him right here. And then a lot of times there's going to be another one right here. Personally, my favorite, if you get one, I'd rather two as a warlock, because I'll just have them fight each other. Dismiss one, you know, right before it dies, and then because these guys drop tons of fell cloth, greens. I've got the focus book off them that sells for 200 or 100 gold on my server. And then Hydrospawn, he pats two ways. He comes back here, pats there, comes back here, pats there. If I'm going to enslave and have to walk through here, I want him to pat this way and then cut through. Now, if I don't have any of them enslaved, I'll actually just kill these imps without having to do any of this. But since I need to get rid of this guy, there's sometimes another invisible guy here. I mean, you can get different herbs that will actually spawn right here, ghost mushrooms. So the fourth invisible guy that can be in your path is down this hallway. There he is. So what I'll do is I'll just have them fight each other. Personally, I'm just going to dagger them. Need to get my daggers up to 300. And obviously, like I said, I want him to die first, but only leaving the enslaved guy at just a couple hundred health. So when I release him, I can kill him in, you know, no time. But if I ever do just have this one, I like to fight him in the middle here. So if I have to fear him, he's not getting feared into any mobs. I could, you know, if he's starting to run too far, I'd just hit him with Curse of Recklessness and stop him from running. But it's ideally you want both of them here to, you know, look how simple this is. I'm not doing anything. If anything, it takes a little bit of time. I could burn him down. Like if I was a mage, I'd burn him down. Release, well, I wouldn't even have that one, so it'd actually be faster in this case, being any other class. But they give me a lot of trouble since I can't get away from them. Alright, so let's see. My guy has, what, 2,600 health. Alright, so this is perfect right now. This guy's going to die first. Easy soul shard. Hopefully he dies first, no? Oh, you never want that to happen. See, I just probably lost out on some fell cloth there. That guy got some crits in and kind of screwed me over there. So I'm going to go back here, and this is where you could save some time. Personally, I like to take the added precaution just in case. So Hydrospawn, if you've never fought him before, he has a cast ability that knocks you back like 10 feet. If he knocks you back into these guys, like, you're in some trouble. It's hard to juggle both of them. So personally, as a warlock, to make it safe, it adds 2-3 minutes. I enslave this guy, turn his fire bolt off, and then have him attack the minions and use Rain of Fire. So while he has all the aggro, I start dotting all of them up. So by the time I pull aggro off him, the imps will be dead, he'll be about dead. That's a little bit earlier than usual. So I'm watching his health to see where he's at. I want to release him so I get the kill on him. Huh? Alright, let's just release him. He's easy. So I barely took any damage there at all. Get a soul shard. I always start looting these right away. Mainly because they seem to disappear pretty quick. Like I got a nice green off there, disenchant for 4 gold. So it's actually not bad killing them. Like yeah, I lose 2-3 minutes. Like that's the thing. Like you could cut out a lot of stuff, try to hope for arcane crystals. I like the guaranteed gold essentially. So I'm gonna eat up here, sit here. Now how this boss works, like I said, you could skip this boss completely, go kill the one up above that sacrifices. I like to kill him because he has a chance to drop Essence of Water, which sells for like 12 gold. The Ace of Elementals, he can drop the epic books. Like, I find it worth it. And I kite the other boss down here, so I need this spot open. So like I said, how he pats, I want him to pat to this corner before I pull him. So how he works is when he pulls, he's going to have to come up on this ledge, run down the ledge. Anytime I see his cast bar come up, I'm going to get behind this pillar, step out damage, behind the pillar, and then as he gets close, I'll show you, I'm going to jump down into the water. Ideally, you want to always keep him up on this ledge because, I'll show you, see, once he's on the ledge, he has to stay on the ledge. He has to run the whole way back down and around. If he's in the water, he can jump up on this ledge anywhere, so it's much more dangerous. I like to keep him on this ledge, and then I do damage. Once he gets to the back, dodge it. Hit him here. Now if he comes around this pillar, I just run right around. Same as I would do for the next boss. So you just LOS him around this pillar. You just keep playing around. As a, any class really, you don't want to use any spells that take 2-3 seconds. You want to use something that takes under 2 seconds so you're not wasting time in case I do have to back off. But like I said, for a Warlock, obviously it's a lot easier because I could just keep going, throw dots up, and I could really hide from them the whole time. I like to also cast Searing Pain to speed up the fight. Now once he hits 50%, he's going to spawn 2 of these little Hydrospawn thingies. See, I got hit with his ability. He really doesn't do much damage. This is such an easy fight. So yeah, you just burn down the little ads. That's the last time they'll spawn. And now instead of using Curse of Doom, I'll actually use Curse of Agony. Just stay behind the pillar, let them come to me, step in the water. So it's such an easy mechanic here. You gotta be careful getting greedy there. He can knock you back into that guy. So you could get a soul shard off him. Let's see, anything good? Nope, just something that sells for, 2 gold if you have enchanting. Disenchant it for 4 gold, even better. So I personally, what's nice is, see, I've been meaning to bring something to open locked chests. So if you're an engineer, you can open these, but I would enslave this guy, and then like I said, same as I did to this pack, enslave them, burn these down, get the chest. Typically I average about 5-6 gold every chest I get, and you can get some really expensive stuff in there, so it's worth the extra time doing that. Plus you've seen I got some greens, some foul cloth just off killing the imps, so definitely worth it. Always check for that chest. So I run up through here. Now this boss, there's 2 different ways to do it. If you were to skip the water boss, you have to fight him up here. There's a glitch spot against the wall. I'll kind of show you a little bit. I'm not going to do it though. I don't personally like it because you have to be super quick. He has a 1-second cast. If he sacrifices you, he puts you on the table while hitting you, and you're dead every time. Like, you're not going to survive. My way, like if he sacrifices you, he has to run the whole way from down below back up here, and like you never die. I've yet to ever die since going to this method. This method is a couple minutes faster though, but basically all you do is, this wall is like a glitch spot. So I would step off the wall, shoot him. Oh, okay, I thought I pulled him. When you hit him, he runs out to this rock, and then once you touch the wall, he's or every time you're on the wall, he runs to the rock. If you're off the wall, he starts running towards you. So you could dot him up, hit him a couple times, or if you're a hunter, just shoot him a couple times and get against the wall. You could basically just keep playing against this wall and just have him bouncing back and forth. Like I said, way too risky for me. That's how I started doing it. I wiped like 20 times before I got the hang of it, and then I watched a video on how to do this method, and it's so much better. So sometimes if you are herbalism, you're going to get a ghost mushroom back here. You are able to run down here and not aggro these guys and get the ghost mushroom. So how I pull this guy, I'm going to hit him with 2 shadow bolts, Curse of Doom, and a corruption. So 1, 2, and then I'm going to jump off this ledge here. He has to run that entire hallway, get back to me, and I'm going to do the same pillar trick as I did with the water boss to him. What's nice is, obviously, as a Warlock, by the time he gets to me, Curse of Doom will be down to like 20 seconds. I'll apply one more and it speeds up the fight. Like, he's basically taking damage the whole time he's walking. Like I said, you want to kind of avoid the pod. That's why I walked around the side. I try to keep Shadow Ward up the whole time. So if you do get sacrificed, all of the damage while you're on that table, he actually heals for. See how fast that cast is though? So if you're just learning, I would just cast dots and that's it. As you want to speed up the fight, like you can do Searing Pains, or if you're other classes that have to do that, it just takes some practice. Now, like I said, I like to do damage when he's up on this ledge. So I'll jump up here, cast there, because it's one step away to be hiding from him. Down here, if you jump like that and you overstep, you get sacrificed. So it's not even worth trying to cast from down below. I just get him at max distance before I start casting. Step down. If he comes around that pillar, just like that, how I was trying to like run around just in case he was gonna cast something, just keep him out of the line of sight. He's casting this a lot more often than he normally does. So I typically, I believe, kill him in about 2 minutes. Or no, it's actually longer because 2 Curse of Dooms. Probably about 3 minutes. And this boss you have to kill to be able to open the doors for the final boss. That Intense Pain does a decent bit of damage, so if you ever see that, you want to be behind the pillar. Get a nice soul shard. Oh, you don't want to get greedy, he'll sacrifice you there. So this is actually the boss, like I said, I got the epic book off of. It was my second run ever, super lucky. It's what helped me buy my epic mount. Now if you were to die a couple times in here, those invisible guys will respawn. So you have to be careful. Like I said, there could be one here, there could be one padding in here. But as long as you don't die, like really I think you could die one time and they won't respawn. But if you keep dying, they're going to be there. So just be aware. So I'm going to talk to this guy here. Remember, watch out for these pats here. Until you get comfortable, it's sometimes worth just, waiting a little bit longer for him to, until you learn. Like I kind of risk it there to kind of get pretty close. If you're anything under level 60, they're going to pull. It's not worth it. I'd wait till you're level 60. So I'm going to wait for these guys to go, snag this stream foil. Now, this is when I'm going to be popping my nature protection potion. I want to make sure when I get to the boss that my other potion will be back up in time, just in case I have to use it. Now, like I said, there's one Dusty Tome on that other side. There's another one that could spawn over here. I rarely ever even check that one. I've yet to ever see one appear there. I have read online it does, so I don't know. So like I said, if you're running through here and I ever get trapped, I could just come right across from these lashers right here, and this is a safe spot. Same as between these trees, same as between these trees. So just to show you, I'm just going to stand here, let everything pass by, and then continue on. I'd love to get this dream foil, but I do not think I can. Nope. That is way too close to that lasher. The lashers pull a lot easier than the smaller lashers, and those will kill you. Like these I could probably burn down. The other one I can't. So I also want to put my Skull of Impending Doom on. Like I said, some people use Swiftness Potion. I do not like using it. One, it costs money. Two, when you use it, it puts your Invisibility Potion on cooldown, meaning it extends how long you have to wait. It's not worth it. This is free. It's an easy quest. You're going to need it for PvP anyways. Just, don't be lazy. Get it. Alright, so I'm going to rebuff up real quick. And get ready for the final boss. I like to have my soul stone a lot higher time than that, because this fight's going to last longer. Alright, so the third spot you can get the Dusty Tome. This is actually awesome because it's right here, so I'm going to get a chance to show you how to do this one. So I heal up here. Like I said, I dropped onto that pillar, dropped down. If you stand over here by this rock, he'll pull. But for whatever reason, if you stand here, I could look at him all day, he won't pull. So just make sure you're a little bit further over, not right across from this rock when you drop down. Now some people, what they like to do is after they get 50% health on him, the rocks, I can't see it at this angle, but there's rocks behind here, they drop down and imps come out. Depending on what race you are and everything, you could jump from this rock to this ledge and it resets everything. But you can walk into to get the rich thorium veins. Orcs have a really hard time making this jump. There's a lot of classes that do. The problem I don't like with it, that's how I started and I kept wiping. If you mess up on that jump, you're dead. The imps are going to hit you, he's going to hit you. But as you see, I could just walk up. As long as he's at max range, I could walk up, get that book. So let's see. I got 23 seconds. Alright, the other method, it works better on mages, is after 50% come, you're going to put your back against this wall, let all of the imps, everything run up this edge here, and then you're going to run all the way up this and then follow this whole ramp up top. It will also reset them anytime you stand on this ledge up here. And then what they'll do is from here they'll drop down and then blink into the cave. It saves you on the potion, but it's pretty risky if you mess up on that blink or anything like that. I find the way I'm showing you now, yes, you're going to be spending a gold, 2 gold, and a lesser invisibility potion, but it's so simple to do. Now that, like I said, this guy casts 2 abilities. You're probably going to see both of them. Obviously, you always want to dodge them. So I get on this rock when I'm ready to pull. I'm going to cast 2 Shadow Bolts, a Curse of Doom. He's going to start running to me, and then jump on this ledge. So when I'm on this ledge, see, there's a Vitorate right there. There's a Vitorate right there. So that starts burning my mana quick. You want to keep him at max distance, which I'm not doing the best job, but if you keep jumping from this rock and back, see how like he wants to run the whole way and then he's going to come back. His most dangerous form is this form right here because of all of his different abilities, like a Vitorate, especially it's killing my mana, and then Wither. There's the other ability. is Wither. Wither, that's the reason I have the Nature Protection Potion, is I'm absorbing all of that damage right now. So yeah, his human form is the hardest form. The tree, if he gets close to you, he's just going to knock you really far back, which is a pain in the butt. Alright, so this guy just keeps burning my mana. This is why you want to have the thing to remove diseases. It's so much easier when you have that. And I'm talking so much right now that I'm forgetting to dot up properly. Normally you can dodge all of those. Anytime I do damage, I usually do it on the rock. So what I'll do is I'm going to draw him the whole way up here. Like if I ever need to bandage up, drop down, bandage. He's going to have to run most of the way back. Oh, is he going to get me to Wither? No. So you want to keep, like I said, keep this guy at max distance, which I'm doing a terrible job at. As you see how many I'm getting hit with. Usually I get hit with like 1 or 2 max, if that. So right now the imps are out. You do not want this Wither on you when these imps come. So I'm going to put my back to the wall, let the imps hit me 1 time, jump off, use Skull of Impending Doom, jump over here, switch over to my other offhand. So now that I have this, I need to wait for this to drop off, start spamming Invisibility Potion. You're going to drop aggro for just a quick second, boom, there it is. And now I'm going to run through. Run's done. Now collect your rich thorium and it's over. As you see how many times I got hit with his abilities, that was super sloppy run. And still that easy to complete. The biggest thing is you don't want Wither on you when you jump onto that little ledge there, because there's only a small second where you can use the Lesser Invisibility Potion. And if you miss that second, that the imps will actually come right in front of you, and they'll just sit there and stare at you. And even if it does drop combat again, when you use it, it automatically puts you back in combat, and you wasted this, and you're gonna die. If that's the case, as a Warlock, I could just run in here as far as I can, die with the Soul Stone, and then still complete the run. Other classes, you'd want to run back to that ledge, like, it's very difficult. Run back to the ledge, have all the imps, and then do it again. But that's why I use Skull of Impending Doom, so they're going to hit me on that ledge. Like I said, you want to face them so you're not taking the slow, 3 seconds slow. Skull of Impending Doom gets you over to that ledge just fast enough, and then switch off so you're not taking damage. And you can get 2 to 3 rich thorium veins in here. Let's see, hopefully I can get a nice crystal for the video. That'd be awesome. I think I've got 4 or 5 today so far. Like I said, I typically get 1 an hour. Good runs 2. Nope, there's a 3rd one. Perfect. You figure if you get 2 of them, that's 120 gold alone before any of my greens, demonic runes, and everything else I'm getting. The chance at the purple, like, you can make some very nice money. So besides that, all I'm going to do is I'm going to leave here, reset the dungeon, go back, do it again. Just keep timing yourself, try to speed it up. Like I said, just a kind of a small recap. You can skip the herbs, you can skip the water boss. If you just want to maximize how many different rich thorium veins you can get, that's the best way to do it. I would love for him to try something. But I personally like killing the bosses, consistent gold and everything else. But if you guys can, please, like the video, obviously, comment, let me know what you think. Different ideas. I want to do different ideas as like Mara run, like how to do that as a Warlock. I also am real big on the TSM for an add-on. If anybody ever wants to learn about like what to invest in, everything like that. I mean, this is a rough idea of where I'm at. Sorry, my cats are fighting in the back, of course. um, but I mean, as you see, I have huge investments in like grave moss, living essence, elemental herbs. I could go over a whole video on how to set this up, and how like I'm ready once phase 4 and 5 hits. Like right now it shows what, 9,000 gold. It's going to be way more than that, because a lot of these items like ice cap's going to be going up probably 2-3 gold, and I have what, 636 of them. Grave moss will go up to like 2 gold. So I'm pretty good as far as I compile. I watch a ton of videos and compile it into, a good video as far as that goes. But let me know. Sorry to ramble on forever and ever. I just really wanted to break down how to do this run for all classes, little things to watch out for. And then I want to hear from you guys what you'd like to see me do next. Till then, have a great day.